Welcome back. I hope things are well. Xogue here, coming at you with episode 7 on the Beirut server. Episode 7, that's the one Xoguecraft made it to, so we are getting past it. And I can't wait. Can't wait. So, I've spent a little bit of time off the server, and it's nothing to be worried about. It's just some things in my life I had to take care of. So, during that time, I spent a little bit on my creative world, designing out some things, and I came up with a new base idea, new theme, so to speak, sort of. So that theme is using this land that I have here that will eventually be converted into an island. That's still a plan. And basically turning it into an estate. So the base will be called the estate. And that's just kind of something I'm adapting from Slipgator. He is probably my favorite YouTuber. Just because of his personality on camera, it's fantastic. It's awesome. It really is. And that's what I strive to do, in my videos. And I hope I pull it off decently enough. We'll see. But, so it's going to be called The Estate. And I'm going to have some kind of ideas. I'm sure in the future I'll come up with random ideas of things that I could put in the yard. What that's going to help me do is to mix it up a little bit. As well as, some other things. The redstone-y stuff is going to be underground, and the reason for that is because redstone, it's not all that pretty. I like things to look pretty. So, underground I'll be able to hide it a lot easier than I will on grass, So up here is going to be aesthetic designs and things that don't really require redstone so much. And down below is going to be, other redstone-y stuff, a lot of the farms and things like that don't really need to be seen, but they are highly functional and beneficial as well. So since this base doesn't really fit into that right now, it's got to go. And I know I spent a little bit of time. There's also other issues with this, such as the fact that I like openness. And when you're in here, you feel secluded. I like to be able to see things. I like to be able to look around, and it just... I just like to look around, really. I like openness. If I have a big gap in my wall, I'm happy. So, I'm not sure why this idea came to mind, and it is... I still like it. It looks cool. But along with the whole openness thing, this chest room is... I'm not sure what... I don't know what this is, basically. It's hard to find what I need. A lot of times I'll be over here, I'm looking for wood, I'm like, okay, I got my stuff, and then, where's that other thing that I need? Oh, it's over in this direction. Wait, where's my tools? Oh, it's back over here. And that could be solved with a little better organization or things, but the chest layout is a little confusing as is. So the whole thing, the general idea, it's going to be a larger square. Well, not larger, I don't think. But the chests are just going to be lined up differently. It's going to be all in one line, probably along this line. As well as this... Yeah, the double thing still works, but, I still hear the piston. It still is kind of annoying. Just certain things kind of get in the way a little bit. It's just, to be honest, it's a little aggravating. It looks nice, but it's not highly functional. So it's going to be changed. I've got some other ideas that allow for more expandability, which I don't currently have. I can go up or I could go out. I can't go down because, I have my portal down. And as you see, the way down is already kind of So, I don't know. I'm going to scrap it because it's hard to change this to make it work well. So, I went out in search of a magic mountain. Now, as you know, on top of mountains, snow grows, which means the snow should be magical too, right? So I heard stories of, I don't know, some kind of magical properties Things materializing, things dematerializing. So we're going to see if this works how I want it to. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Last time it didn't do this. I'm gonna have to trust it because it looks like it did move my stuff out of the way. And when I look at this, it actually looks a little bit like the shape of the old building. I don't know. Maybe this magic snow stuff does it in stages. So let's go ahead and try another one, I guess. Oh no 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 no! That is not what was in my mind, Snowball. I heard they can have a sense of humor too. So I guess we'll try to get different spot, right there. All right. That's not what I was asking for either. Although it is better than the other one, I have to say. All right, Snowball. This time, work with me. You know what's in my mind. You know what I want. Help me out a little bit, please. And that's what I'm talking about. All right. Good deal. Yeah, my shovel suddenly digs faster. Shh. Anyway, so this is the new design, and as you can tell, it is not as detailed, doesn't have as much to it, but it does solve the issues I mentioned, such as it's open. I don't know if I mentioned that one or not, but it's open. I'd like to be able to see around me, and I like it that way. I believe it has a little more detail. I definitely like the detail. It's kind of mimicked here, and under here you'll see a little bit more too. But it also solves the expandability issue in how I want the base to be now about the estate. Is how everything up here, all the aesthetic stuff that should be seen and should be displayed will be up here, and all the farms and stuff that don't need to be seen but are definitely going to be used quite a bit will be down here. And, I haven't done a whole lot in here yet, but I have put a little bit of designs. There's my bed. These are going to be useful little alcoves, I guess. Maybe the brewing station in one, a crafting station in another, my bed in one, something like that. I don't know exactly what they're going to be yet. But along here, you're going to have hallways, and then on either side, you're going to have stuff, and it might lead out to the surface at some point. There's going to be a bunch of tunnels and stuff. It's going to be awesome. The ideas that I have in my head are very hard to explain, but it's going to be cool. I can tell you that. And as you can tell, there are some areas that are unfinished. And the reason for that is just because for this, I wanted to put blue wool. Now, wool because, well, when you make it blue, it's actually blue, unlike hardened clay where it's actually like purple. I want blue. Now, as you can tell, the last design used a lot of green, and I switched it to blue because blue is actually my favorite color. Green was a color I hadn't used, but it really kind of wore on me a little bit that it wasn't blue. And grass is green. You see that everywhere. It's not really special, at least not in the overworld. So I changed the color, I changed the design, and this, there are other little special features, maybe some kind of little arch here to signify that it's a doorway and make it a little more elegant, I guess. Something along those lines. Another issue that I mentioned was how I kind of got lost where I was, and I don't exactly know why. I have a theory, but I don't exactly know why. I don't really get lost too much with my chests in this situation. Now you might think here it gives me a visual cue. Yeah, they do, and they help. But before these were here, I still didn't have an issue. Like this corner here, there's my valuables. I got some temporary stuff here. My wood is over here in this corner. I got some stone in this over here. Cobblestone. It's a lot easier to find things, and they're not even labeled. So, yeah, and now I think that's because I can see, out here, Because when I'm looking around, I know what direction I'm facing in. I don't get lost that way. But when it was all covered, the glass, it was all green. Maybe, I don't know, green threw me off. Who knows? But I liked it. But it wasn't conducive to what I was looking for in a base. I needed the expandability, and now I have it not only up top like I did with the other base, but also down below. And it gives me separation between things I want to build, yada, 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 whole bunch of talky stuff. You get the idea. And then up here, I don't have no idea what this is going to be. It's just a roof. Now, I don't get rained on. It works. But I also want this to be, you know, I don't know, something. Now, this little water spout, once I get ender pearls, we do the whole dragon thing. I get ender pearls. The water stream is going to go away, and I want to get a beacon and put it here. Right in the middle of my base. I think that would look fantastic. It did in the creative world when I designed it out. But the water at the moment is just how I get up and down. It is kind of a pain, but it will not stay that way forever. I will end up using ender pearls, which is another reason to have a roof here. The chests on the ground, they will not be here forever. This is temporary. I'm sure you probably guessed that, but why not throw that fact out there anyway? Now, I don't actually have enough chests here for everything that I want to store in the organization scheme that I want to use. But when I make certain farms, like the wheat farm, I'm going to have all the wheat from the wheat farm in a chest right in front of that farm. Carrots, same thing. Potatoes, same thing. You know, a lot of these other things, like when I make a cow farm, I'm going to have leather and cooked beef there. I'm not going to store everything that I'm going to have up here. So as soon as I get better organization and more things built out here, then that'll kind of solve itself, because I'll just keep it wherever I get it from. Even the stuff in the nether. Now my portal's down there, which I'll show you in a second. I'm going to have all the nether stuff down there. And I'm not sure exactly why I like the idea of that, keeping things where they come from, basically. Even though it does mean I have to run around a little bit more. You know, when I want to get something, I think it's a little more intuitive that way, rather than having everything in one spot. There's the sleepy. All right. I would do some kind of fake yawn, but, you know, hey, it is what it is, right? Now, sorry about that background noise. That's my air conditioner. I forgot to turn it off. Hopefully it's not too disturbing. But, it is what it is, I guess. So, the next thing that I have planned, I don't really have one at the moment. So, I'm going to go ahead and, actually, before I do that, let me take you down, which is another good thing about this whole water stream. Kind of jump right in there. Now, here's my portals, and here's my old mine shafts. Now, when I destroyed the old base, the center of the old base was actually over towards this portal a little bit, off in this area. So going straight back and then coming over, it is directly even. But at the moment, since the center is now here rather than over there, I'm closer to these two, this one and this one, that were in the four corners of where my portal used to be, if you remember that design, than I am the other side. So now if I were to clear this out, I could have all four drop shafts back, but they wouldn't be symmetrical. Right now it's not either. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that yet, but trust me, I am not crazy enough to fill in and redig everything and redesign the bottom of my mine. If anything, I'll just open up the pathway and deal with it being not symmetrical. I'm not that crazy about, you know, stuff. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna pop off of here. I'm gonna see what else I can't come up with, and I'll come back as soon as I got some idea in mind. Ah, the sunrise. Awesome. Just awesome. Anyway, so we are here at spawn. I've come up with an idea of what to do. You see, Anomaly had his little chicken thing going on over there. Cyclops made his little shop, and I got jealous. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to make my own chicken farm of sorts. Now, it is going to be different than the one that was done in Cyclops' shop, and just because it has a much smaller footprint, I'm not saying either one is better than the other, just that mine's different. Well, the one I use is different. I won't claim it either. It's been out there for a while. Anyway, but what we need some eggs. 1 stack of eggs, whatever you feel like paying. That's cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill my inventory. And that'll probably fill up pretty quick. And what we're going to give him... Go away, zombie. So rude for interrupting. What is wrong with you? Anyway. And we're going to go ahead and give him 8 lapis. Now, I have no idea if that's fair. It is a bunch of eggs, and it's not like he's going to run out anytime soon. So, I think it's fair. It does say whatever you feel like paying. If you want something else, I'll be more than happy to provide something else. It did take quite a bit of eggs, but I have a feeling they're going to be restocked pretty quick. So, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But now I'm going to head back over to base. And, oh, wait. I named my base. I got to take a do-over. So we're going to head back over to the estate. And I'm going to show you where I'm going to set this thing up. This is one heck of a walk. Or run. Alright, and here we are back at the estate. Haha, remembered that time. Isn't that so much easier? Anyway, so here's the idea. Something I didn't really mention is something about how water works. Now, when you're climbing a waterfall, it's pretty slow. Now, I don't know if any of you can tell, but I'm actually climbing this quite a bit faster. And some of you may have also realized this, but if there's a block between you and, whatever border you have around this water, you go up faster. You swim up a waterfall faster if there's nothing around you. So if I were to put a block here, just this one, then I would go the same speed up until I hit that block, and then it'd be like I held shift or something. It would slow down. Test it out in your own worlds. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I need to pick a side for this thing, and since I don't have anything dug yet, this way. So I'm just going to dig out a little bit. Alright, come on. Work with me here. You know, something told me that this pick would dig faster. You know, kind of like the shovel, which digs really fast. And just because. Just like that, you know. I currently don't have room for any of this. So, let me go ahead. I'm going to clear out some stuff. I'm going to empty out the area for, you know, the place where I'm going to build this thing, figure a couple things out, and collect some supplies. And I will be back in a second once I've got everything dug out. Alright, and things are cleared out. Yeah, that's about all the space I'm going to need. It's actually a little bit bigger than I need. But, basic idea, once that wants to work, is that we're going to have the chest here. Then we have the hopper going into it. Give me my slabs. I don't need that many. And then onto this, we go right here. Now, this right here is something I did want to point out. When you have a dispenser shooting into the side of a slab, it negates any issues with things flying out of the dispenser. Now, that's kind of vague. In this case, even though there will be chickens on top of this, the eggs flying out of it will not harm them. Hit them, make them bounce, nothing. It will break on the side, and anything that comes from that item, in this case eggs, you know, you'll get chickens, they'll just be put on top of the slab, right in place, right where they need to be, and they won't even try to move. Now after that, you want to take a comparator, throw that down, you get the repeater, take your redstone and run that all the way up. Now, another important thing here is that you do need a block beside it, because this redstone will pulse as long as there is something in here. This will pulse pretty much as long as anything is in here. And that signal is going to continue to come into here, activating this until it's empty. In other words, it's going to spit out all the eggs. Simple enough, right? So after that, we don't really need anything else back here. This is all pretty much done. Go ahead and break this. Sorry if it's a little dark. And now on top of, there you go, falling down. On top of this dispenser, you need that. And this is where all the parent chickens are going to be, right on top of this. Let's break this one. And that's now just like that, pretty much. And there's our dirt block, proving that the system works. So that's where all the parent chickens. That's where all the parent chickens are going to be. So we're going to break this one in a minute. And there's my dirt block again. But first we're going to enclose this, because we don't need to see them, like, ever. We're going to fill them from up top. So we're going to be able to see that from, you know, the surface, and we'll be able to fill our chickens up. So as soon as it's done, we're pretty much good to go. As soon as we're done constructing this. Now, ooh, that one can't be there. Give me my stone bricks back. The thing is super efficient. Now, there is something that I currently can't do. That sounds really... You know what? There might be a zombie inside there now. This is just something I do because there's going to be slabs here, which means this whole area, it's all going to be dark. It's going to look dark, so I'm going to put a torch there. And when this is covered with slabs, it won't light up the floor, but this won't be completely dark after it's filled. And then once you fill it up, you can't really tell that anything's missing. That's just something I do. There we go again. And give me that back. So now what we need to do, what I need to do, is I need to get lava, because there's going to be a lava source right here. And then everything else is just going to be filled in with blocks. And what that's going to do is it's going to let the baby chickens, as soon as they hatch, baby chickens are not tall enough to be burned by lava in this block. You know, they're tall enough to stay inside a half slab without, worrying about what's above them. However, once they grow, they're instantly cooked by the lava, and that's where all of our cooked meat is going to come from. So all I'm going to do in this next cut is drop a bucket of lava right here and seal off everything else. Make it look a little pretty, I guess. And then I'm also going to go ahead and seed some of the chickens up top. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get, but you saw how many eggs I got. So I'm probably just going to throw them all in there. Might be too many, might have to kill some, but it is what it is. I'll deal with that later. But for now, we're just going to dump a bunch in there, and we're going to see what comes out when I come back. Egg, 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 egg. All right. So, I have a lot of eggs left, but I also have quite a few chickens. I think 22, and granted some of those might be further down under the surface in a cave or something, so we'll guess probably anywhere between 15 and 20 chickens is plenty for just me. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to wait for these guys to grow up. We're going to do some stuff, and I'm going to be down there, and I'm going to show you what we get here in a little while after things start to run a little more smoothly. All right. Chickens, chickens, chickens. Now, they are very noisy. I have turned the sound down. I'll have to remember to do that anytime we're working in the area, because that is inevitable, and it might move at some point because it'll probably drive me insane. Anyway, right now, it's good to go. We've got a few chickens in here, and I'm going to coat these as soon as I get enough. The first 4 rows, I believe, are going to be cooked chicken, and the last 2 will be the feathers. And that way, I'll just have everything organized. It'll look better, and I won't have, chicken feather kind of bad organization stuff. So, Also, once it fills up, what I want to do is I want to stock that hopper and be sure that there are spaces in there for feathers and spaces for chicken. That way, anytime I take some chicken, the chicken from the hopper can continue to fill up, and anything on top can continue to fill that up, and that whole big thing, just to make sure nothing gets clogged where it shouldn't. And once it is full and everything's full, because that is inevitable, the items will sit right up on top, and I'm just going to let them despawn. It's just part of the deal, I guess. And I'm not too worried about it. If it starts to become a problem, then I will deal with it then and create some kind of an overflow valve. We also might revisit this in the future and put in some kind of a sorter, so then I have one for cooked chicken and one for feathers. But at the moment, this is going to be sufficient. I don't have an issue with it. So here is a small little highly efficient chicken farm that I think will do nicely. There's another feather. All right, well, I guess we've found one use for the roof. I can continue to do my intros and outros up here until something else is done. But hey, unfortunately, this is the end of the episode. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button. You can also favorite, share, comment, do what you do. See you in the next video.